One second you are on your longship, the next second you are lying face down on something so smooth and shiny you can see your own beard in it. You have a very impressive beard. You take a moment to appreciate this even face down on the floor. Then the smell hits you. Not salt water, not fish, not the honest smell of a man who has been at sea for 3 weeks. Something sweet and warm and completely impossible. Like bread but softer. Like honey but fake. Like someone tried to describe a cinnamon roll to the gods, and the gods got confused and made an entire building out of the smell. You stand up. You are in the largest hall you have ever seen in your entire life. And you have seen some halls. Jarl Erik had a hall so big you could fit 4 long ships inside it. And Erik never stopped talking about this. Erik would not survive 10 seconds in this place. Erik's hall was a shed. This hall has no end. You reach for your axe. Part 1. The mole. The floor is the first problem. It is too smooth. Every step your boots make a sound that bounces off the ceiling and comes back to you from 17 different directions simultaneously. You sound like an army of one, which is usually how you prefer it, but right now it is drawing attention you have not decided you want yet. The ceiling is the second problem. It is too bright. Not fire bright, not torch bright. Something else. A cold white light that comes from everywhere and nowhere and casts no shadows. A world with no shadows is a deeply suspicious world. You cannot plan an ambush in a world with no shadows. You make a mental note about this. The people are the third problem. There are hundreds of them, walking in every direction carrying large bags with ropes for handles. None of them are armed. None of them appear concerned that none of them are armed. They are walking past stalls selling things you cannot identify and eating things you cannot name while looking at glowing rectangles and running into each other without apologizing. You watch a woman walk directly into a display of small bottles and not even look up from her rectangle. In your village, if you walked into something that was not there before, you apologize to it, just in case. These people apologize to nothing. You respect this and also find it deeply alarming. Part 2. The stores. Someone has built rooms inside the hall. This is either genius or madness, and you have not decided which yet. Each room has no door, just an opening. And inside each opening are things, hundreds of things, stacked and folded and hanging and displayed on small human-shaped figures that have no heads. The headless figures stop you. You grip your axe. But the headless figures do not move. They are wearing clothing, just standing there wearing clothing with no heads, arms slightly extended, doing nothing. An entire army of headless clothing wearers just standing very still. You stare at them for a long time. A small child walks past eating something bright orange from a bag. She looks at you. You look at her. She offers you a piece of the bright orange thing. You take it. It is a crisp. You do not know this word, but the sensation is thin, salty, violently crunchy, absolutely nothing like anything you have ever eaten. Somehow the greatest thing you have ever tasted. You eat the rest of the bag. The child does not seem upset by this. She walks away. Her parents did not see this happen. You feel this is probably fine. Part 3. The food court. Someone has put all the food in one place. This is the smartest thing you have ever seen any civilization do, ever, in all of human history. All the food in one location. The chieftain who thought of this deserves a saga. You will compose one later. There is bread here that has never seen an oven. It is soft and pale and comes in bags and has the texture of a cloud that gave up. You buy 4 bags using a small coloured rectangle that a confused young man behind a counter eventually accepts after you hand it to him upside down 3 times. You discover pretzels. You eat 9 of them standing up. You discover something called a cinnamon roll the size of your head. You sit down for this. It deserves to be sitting down for. It is the single greatest thing any civilization has ever produced, including the longship. And you do not say this lightly. You are still eating it when a man in a uniform asks if you are okay. You tell him you are a Norseman of the clan Eriksson and you are absolutely fine. And also this cinnamon roll is extraordinary. He says the food court closes in 20 minutes. You buy 3 more cinnamon rolls. Part 4. The escalator. Someone has made the stairs move. You see this from across the hall. And you stop walking immediately. The stairs are moving. People are standing on the moving stairs doing nothing, and the stairs are just carrying them upward. Nobody is alarmed. Nobody is impressed. A man is reading a glowing rectangle on the moving stairs. A child is sitting on the moving stairs eating something. Moving stairs with no one frightened by them is the most unsettling thing you have seen so far, and you once sailed through a storm that lasted 9 days. You approach the moving stairs. You watch how people step on. One foot, then the other. Simple. You are a Viking. You have leapt between moving longships in open water. You have climbed ice cliffs in the dark. You have done things with a rope and a sail that would make a lesser man weep. You can handle moving stairs. You step on. The stairs immediately try to take you somewhere you did not agree to go. You grab the moving handrail. The handrail is also moving. Everything is moving. You are moving. You did not choose to be moving. This is not how stairs work. Stairs stay still and you do the moving. That is the agreement. You arrive at the top floor. You turn around immediately and ride it back down. You ride it back up. You ride it back down. On the 4th trip up, you stop gripping the rail so hard. On the 6th trip, a child gets on beside you and you both ride it up in silence, which is genuinely one of the nicer moments of your day. Part 5. The clothing store. You need new clothing, not because you are cold, because 3 people have asked if you are going to a costume event, and 1 person has asked if you are from the Renaissance Fair, and you do not know what a Renaissance Fair is, but the way she said it was not a compliment. The clothing store is enormous and smells like something that has been trying to smell like a forest and has not succeeded. You pick up a shirt. It is the softest thing you have ever touched. Softer than fur, softer than wool, softer than the wool of the sheep of Bjorn, the farmer who fed his sheep only the best grass and whose wool was legendary in 3 counties. You pick up another shirt, also impossibly soft. You pick up everything in your immediate radius and put it in a basket because the softness is overwhelming and you do not know where it stops. The basket becomes too full. You get a second basket. A young woman who works there approaches and asks if you need help finding a size. You tell her you are a size large Viking. She finds this funnier than expected. She helps you find things that fit. This takes a while because your shoulders are the width of a reasonable doorway, and modern shirts are apparently not designed for people who row for a living. You try on 17 shirts, you buy 6, you also buy the softest socks you have ever encountered, and you feel genuinely emotional about this. Where you come from, socks are wool and wool is scratchy and cold and damp, and you have simply accepted this as a condition of existence for your entire life. These socks are warm. These socks are dry. These socks feel like your feet have finally arrived somewhere they always wanted to be but never knew existed. You buy 14 pairs of socks. Part 6. The children. Children keep approaching you. This has been happening since the food court. A child will see you from a distance, tug on a parent's sleeve, point at you, and then approach with the fearlessness that only small children and very large animals possess. You do not mind this. Children in your time also approached warriors, usually because they wanted to hear stories, sometimes because they wanted to touch the axe. You always let them. An axe is not dangerous unless you make it dangerous, but these children want something different. They want photographs. You do not fully understand the glowing rectangle photograph situation yet, but you have figured out that when someone points their rectangle at you and you stand very still, something happens that makes them happy. So you stand very still, many times. You begin to develop different poses, the warrior pose, the arms crossed pose, the axe raised pose, which causes some parental concern, but ultimately everyone seems fine. One small boy asks if you are a real Viking. You tell him yes. He tells you Vikings are his favorite. This is the best thing anyone has said to you all day and possibly all year. You give him a pretzel from your pocket. His mother watches this happen and decides it is fine. Closing. You have been in the shopping hall for 1 day. In that 1 day, you have eaten 9 pretzels, 3 cinnamon rolls, 2 soft pretzels, a bag of orange crisps, a thing called a soft pretzel which is different from a regular pretzel in ways you find interesting, and 17 samples from a small stall run by a very enthusiastic man with a tray. You have ridden the moving stairs 14 times. You have bought 6 shirts, 14 pairs of socks, a hat that says New York on it, which you wear immediately, and 2 large bags to carry everything in because you did not anticipate needing to carry this much. You have been photographed by 32 people. You have developed 4 distinct poses. You are considering a 5th. The shopping hall is the strangest place you have ever been. It has no purpose you can understand. Nobody is trading anything important. Nobody is making anything. Everyone is simply walking around spending small colored rectangles on things they carry away in bags with rope handles. And this seems to bring them a specific kind of quiet satisfaction that is not happiness exactly, but is something adjacent to it. You understand this actually. In your village after a long voyage, you would walk to the market and buy something small. A piece of cloth, a carved piece of wood, just something to hold. Something to show that you were back, that you had returned, that you were a person who existed in a place with things to buy and the means to buy them. These people are doing the same thing in a hall the size of a fjord. You understand them more than they will ever know. You find a bench near the moving stairs. You sit down. You eat your last cinnamon roll. You watch the people with their bags and their rectangles and their soft clothing. A small child rides the escalator past you going up. She waves. You wave back. The pillaging could wait. The cinnamon rolls could not.